What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we've got the most bizarre FM24 tactic you will see. We've got 3 different tactics today, all using a mixture of unused roles in Football Manager. And the question is, can you actually use these roles and still win? Well, today we're going to find out. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, but as always, comment below what team you want to see next, whether it be a manager, whether it be a certain tactic test, and let me know who you think are going to win the Premier League. Football is back. So then, first up is going to be a test with Fenerbahce, a team that obviously are in the mix to win that Turkish Super League alongside of Galatasaray and also Besiktas. Now, to be honest with you, in the league we absolutely stormed it. 31 wins and only 3 draws. Both of the Turkish Cups were almost seasons, and the Champions League is probably what you would expect from a Fenerbahce side. Now, this tactic is very, very bizarre, but I thought, you know what? We always use the most meta shapes, the most meta player roles. Let's actually see if you can succeed with some more unorthodox play styles. Now, I will go over and say the league was really, really strong. John Duran, you've got Talisca, you've got Livakovic there with the most clean sheets, which does surprise me because we have got some very unique player roles in this team. We've got 2 players here with the assists, and actual team-wise, we are having the most goals, the most shots, the fewer shots against, 91% pass completion, and a channel record of 73% possession. 73% possession. I mean, that's fantastic. It's absolutely crazy. The fewest conceded and the most clean sheets. And do you know what? Despite that possession, we still score over 3 goals a game. We have 0.65 conceded, 22.29 shots per game, basically a 92% pass completion, and over an 80% tackle win ratio. And I'm going to say it right now. If we won both of these Turkish Super Cups, or Super Cup and Cup, we'd be sat here saying how much of a flawless season this is. So I am going to acknowledge we have lost these, but that is still a very strong season. And as I said, if we just got these finals correctly, I would have been saying how amazing and flawless this is. So do you know what? I'm going to go along those lines, because genuinely, yes, we're one of the strongest teams in the league, but to do that invincible and to that possession stat is crazy. As always, in a JoshDaly tactic video, you have got 3 tactics to bail yourself out in certain game scenarios, and I'm going to give you a good example. For example, we go 1-0 down here inside of 8 minutes, and it was a very important game when we were actually in the Turkish Cup, and I thought, you know what, let's go to the attacking version, which is a bit more, even more bizarre, and we get back into the game here just before the first end of the half. It is just before, in the 42nd minute, and we remained on the attacking variant literally 2 minutes into the second half. It's a little bit lucky, I guess you can say bizarre, that is going to be today's video word, because this tactic is absolutely crazy, and yeah, stuff like that happens. So we're going to take it. I then resorted to going back down to balance because I had the lead, and luckily we sort of still found a way to hold on to that ball and go on to grab a 3rd goal. And as you can see, not bad quality. We'll take a 3-1 over Besiktas any day. Right then, over to your favourite part of the video. That is going to be the tactic breakdown. If you are enjoying, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. But as always, if you enjoy rebuilds, make sure you come on over to the second channel. We do post a rebuild every other day, and I need a team to rebuild using this. So what is the most bizarre team you can think about that we could somehow do a 5 to 10 year rebuild over using this bizarre tactic? But to make this tactic, all you want to do is create your own style, and well, there's no shape like it, so let's just load in a 5-2-2-1 and we'll build up together. It also is going to be played off the attacking mentality. Now bear in mind, this tactic is for fun. We've shown it can get results, and we will show what it can do also at City and HSV. So for my underdog viewers, stick around for the results, and for my powerhouse viewers, definitely stick around for the results. Let's go through and just sort of start to mould this absolute crazy scene. So the goalkeeper is going to be a sweeper keeper on actually support, not on defend. Mistake number 1, I do apologise. The goalkeeper, to be honest with you, isn't told to do anything crazy like tackle harder or go more direct, because we simply can't afford the risks. You're going to become quite aware quite quickly how unique this tactic is based off formation and player roles. Probably by the time we get to this part of the pitch, you'll be like, yeah, this is definitely different. I like this. So, sorry, in the middle, we are going to play with a libero. who is going to come in on defend, and he is going to be told to take fewer passing risks and also ease off the trigger press. Now, the libero is known for obviously pushing up, but that doesn't mean he has to push up when it comes to making challenges. I want him to actually be quite reserved when he makes a challenge because I want quite a flat back three. When he has got the ball, he of course can roam a little bit, but he is on that defensive player role, so he shouldn't go too over the top. And to partner him on the right hand side and the left-hand side, we are simply going to deploy two ball-playing defenders, both on the default player instructions. Now, the reason why these are not on stay wider or anything like that is because, get ready, this tactic doesn't actually have wingbacks. It's a very central tactic, and you'll become quite familiar with this very, very shortly. So let's start the build-up from one of the DM positions that actually is going to be a halfback on defend on the right-hand side. Now, I won't say this is unused forever, but it is definitely not in a lot of meta tactics. Let's just say that. So a halfback is going to come in on take fewer risks, and next to him, we are going to have a role that rarely gets used. That is going to be, and I will say this right off the bat, it is going to be a register. Now, it does come into certain tactics like Xabi Alonso tactics. A lot of people like to have a register in, but in a lot of normal bog standard tactics, you'd use well, for example, you'd use a DM, you'd use a DLP, a ball-winning midfield player, maybe an anchor, a Valente, super popular. We have gone with a register simply on dribble less on support. I do want to quickly say at this part of the video, if you are enjoying, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and if you are interested in getting all of these wonderful Patreon perks, there are over like 13 perks. You can head over there right now where you can enjoy 30% off for another 3 days and be part of a team of close to 6,000, not 5,000, 6,000 members. We've got a massive giveaway on. You get all of my year's tactics, all of my rebuild files, early access, Patreon exclusive tactics, so much more, ad-free viewing. You can get rid of all these adverts you see, and yeah, it is the place to be for this year, but also next year, we have 5 new perks dropping. 5 new perks dropping that will absolutely change the game. Make sure you are going over and checking it out. Now, to actually carry on building this tactic, don't worry, we're not going boring. We're going to introduce another 2 central players ahead of the 2 deep players. And this is where things get interesting. So, on the left-hand side, we are going to use a Carrillo. I think I've said that right. And he is going to be told to be a bit more risky. So, take more risks and also get further forwards, because these 2 are actually quite complacent. And next to him, we are going to use a bit more of a common role just so the tactic actually does, well, work. We are going to use a Mazzala, who is going to come in simply on attack and be told to shoot less often. So that is a very common role. I'm familiar with that, but we needed him in there to make sure the tactic does tick. As we go back a little bit up, and we are going to use an Enganche on support. Again, a very unused role, who will also be told to shoot less often, as we are going to roll up now for a couple of player roles up front, which they are used, and the tactic will feature different ones through the attacking and the defensive, but for the balanced one, we did operate with a complete forward, who is going to be set to support, who will be told to shoot more often, and to partner him, we are going to use a pressing forward simply on attack, and he will be told to do 2 things, dribble less and shoot more often. And this tactic features a mixture of player roles: an Enganche, a Carrillo, a halfback, a libero, a register. Don't worry, things get more crazy in the attack and defensive versions as well, but this is a nice mix of getting player roles in there that people don't use too commonly, while not just having a tactic that doesn't work. This tactic will work. We are also going down to fairly narrow, utilising mixed crosses, passing the ball into the space, playing out from the back, utilising a higher tempo, and the passing going down by 1 to shorter. In transition, we are going to counter press and also counter, while simply playing to the centre backs. And out of possession, we are going to go in with the high press, the higher defensive line, much more often, and also trap inside. And that is going to give you the default version of this tactic, but let's go over now to the attacking version that was used with Manchester City, and as you can see, it gets even more wild. So the goalkeeper remains the same, the back line remain exactly the same. Obviously, the midfield doesn't. It almost takes up a diamond shape, so the halfback is at the real deep point, on defend, on take fewer risks. The Carrillo is going to be on the same instructions on the left-hand side. The Mazzala, the same on the right. The Enganche, the same centrally, but a bit more attacking. And this is where things get crazy. So we have got a Trek on attack on the default in the middle. The pressing forward on the right on attack on dribble less and shoot more often, and an advanced forward comes in to really go and get the goals on shoot more often. We also remain on the attacking mentality. We go back down to fairly narrow, pass into the space, mixed crosses, playing out from the back, the tempo maxed out, the passing down by 1, but this time the double up of run at defence and also be more expressive. In transition, it's going to be a top 3 selection of distribute quickly, counter and counter press, while playing to those wonderful centre backs. And lastly, because we had a little bit of wiggle room, we can use the high press, the much higher defensive line, a maxed out trigger press, get stuck in, step up more, and also trap inside. And that will give you your attacking version of this tactic. Now for my underdog viewers, yeah, we're going with a bit of a time-wasting, less dribbling style, and I tell you what, this is also a ton of fun to play with. The goalkeeper does remain the same. The back 3 also do remain unchanged. We reintroduce the halfback and also the register on literally the same instructions, so nothing too crazy right there. The Carrillo is going to be back in the team on support, but a little bit different. Pass it short, take more risks, and also get forwards. The Mazzala drops down to support on pass it short and shoot less often. The Enganche comes in on shoot less and also pass it shorter. The pressing forward comes in on attack, on dribble less and shoot more often, and the complete forward simply comes in on support, on shoot more often. We also are going to be on the positive mentality. We still are going to go down to fairly narrow, utilise the mixed crosses. This time, focus right through the middle, play out from the back, dribble less, be more disciplined, time wasting up to sometimes, and the passing down by 1, which will drop that tempo to standard. In transition, counter press, hold shape, slow pace down, play to the centre backs, nice and calm. And out of possession, we are going to use the standard line with the high press more often and trap inside. That is going to give you a defensive tactic, an attacking tactic, and a default tactic. Do not go anywhere because you need to see how well this is done with a powerhouse and an underdog. First up, City. With City, we indulged in a great season, and this is really good. I mean, this was done all using the attacking version, just to clarify, by the way. The FA Cup, we are going to win 6-2 over Newcastle. The fact we have won the Champions League with this shape tactic says it actually does work, to put it bluntly. A 1-0 win over Paris Saint-Germain, a semi-final appearance in the Carabao Cup, and a Premier League win over Liverpool, Chelsea, and Tottenham, who make up that top 4. Erling Haaland still gets the most goals, Bernardo Silva still gets the most assists, and it was a strong season again for possession, a strong season again for goals, again for shots, most dribbles. We do sacrifice the defensive record, and we are going to be in second place for both categories, but that's probably to be expected using an attacking version where we do send it every single game. Now, the data hub is going to be looking still very nice, a fantastic pass completion, fantastic tackle win ratio, good amount of goals, hardly any goals conceded, again factoring in the uniqueness of this tactic and the attacking sort of mentality, and a good amount of shots per game, and that is going to give you the powerhouse results. Now to the results you've probably been caring about, the underdog. You've made a unique tactic, Josh. It's fine testing with City. What happens when you test with Hertha? But what happens is you have a very impressive second place finish. Now, I am super happy with this because we are 1 point off Bayern Munich winning the German league. Not the best display in the Pokal, but this goes to show exactly what this tactic can do. Capaldo, a Salzburg icon in my Twitch save. Love to see him doing well. And we held our own in this league with this tactic. We're using the defensive version from minute 1. And again, it's the possession, it's the pass completion, it's the goals. These 3 here are the holy trinity. These are the reasons why we are doing so well. And I mean, the data hub again is going to look fair enough. Under a goal conceded, still scoring over 2.5 goals a game, fantastic pass completion, fantastic tackle win ratio. The shots per game, yeah, they are a little low, but we are Berlin. We are also using a defensive tactic, so it actually makes complete sense. And that, well, that I'm happy with. And this is a good example, actually, of the defensive version and why you need to get all 3 versions, because things can change quickly in Football Manager. So, as I said, as promised, I went into every game using the defensive version, and we still were able to go 1-0 up. Now, the thing is, whenever you play Bayern, you just don't know what's around the corner. So when we went 2-0 up, I was feeling super confident, immaculate play all the way through. And this is going to be a good example of when to use tactical variants. So you don't have to go in to a game always on balanced or attacking to go and get goals. We're actually going to take this game 3-0 at the moment against Bayern, all on the defensive version. So proving we can still score goals while being on a defensive mentality. And I tell you what, we actually go 4-0 up. Now, that looked a little bit offside, but I don't think Poulsen actually was. Awful defending, and we actually led 4-0, sorry. Now, they do get 2 goals, but both of these goals come so late on, there wasn't really any point, you know, going over the top and even making the defensive tactic any more defensive. My golden rule is you need to analyse the game situation. Really look at what's going on in the game, and then utilise each tactical variant to your need. So if you're chasing a game, you go on the attacking variant. If you're defending, you go on the defensive, but this also shows you can defend from minute 1. And that will give you today 3 versions of the most bizarre FM24 tactic you will see this year. You've got a default, an attacking, and a defensive version. Hopefully you have enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Again, make sure you are going over to the Patreon because there is tons of cool stuff coming up. Every week there is 2 Patreon exclusive tactic files. This week was, I've actually forgot, it was Clow and also Mourinho. So make sure you are going to get involved, and I'll catch you in the next one.